Hello, children. In our previous part of the chapter, we have learned how Balmiki experiences in school from your class 7 book. In the chapter, we talked about the discrimination Om Prakash faced because he was a Dalit. As he belongs to Dalit family, so how he was discriminated by the principals, by the principal and his classmates. We have learned that you read about how the Indian Constitution grants the right to equality to all persons and says that no citizen can be discriminated against on grounds of religion, race, caste, gender, and place of birth. Everyone is same as a citizen of India. Everyone has equal rights. The right to equality is one of the fundamental rights granted by the Indian Constitution to all the citizens of India. So we have discussed up to here in our previous part of the chapter. Let us continue the remaining part of the chapter. All of you, let us see page number 8. Another important function that a constitution plays in a democracy is to ensure that a dominant group does not use its power against other less powerful people or groups. Another important function that a constitution plays here in a democratic country, it is to ensure that those who are in power, that power group does not use its power against those who are not in power. The storyboard below demonstrates one such situation in the classroom. Let us see the storyboard which is given here in this page. So one such situation in the classroom when the matter of dominant power groups and less powerful people comparing here. The game period is about to begin. It was ready to start games. So let's play basketball today for a change. It is said by a girl. So the girls they are willing to play basketball. In the reply, boys say, no, we will play cricket. Boys, you can see here, number of boys are more than number of girls. So boys they said no, they want to play cricket. The teacher decides to settle the problem with a show of hands. So we have won. We have won. It is said by the boys because number of boys are more than girls. So as voice arises by number of boys more, so they are bound to play this cricket match. Obviously, there are more boys in the class, it is said by the girls. We always have to do what the boys want because they are in a majority. It was said by girls. We have to follow the boys. We have to do whatever boys used to say we have to play, whatever boys used to say, because they are maximum in number. Ma'am should think of another way to make decision so that our wishes are also heard. So it was asked to Madam should think of another way to make decisions so that their wishes also should be permitted. Such unhealthy situation can occur in democratic societies too, where a majority can continuously enforce decisions that exclude minorities and go against their interests. So this type of situations, the situation which arises among boys and girls, it may happen in the society also, where a majority can continuously enforce decisions that exclude minorities and go against their interests. They will not listen minorities' words, as that majority group they are more in number, their decision will granted always. As the above storyboard illustrates, every society is prone to this tyranny of the majority. Boys, prone means suffer, okay? Suffer from this tyranny. Tyranny means the cruel and unjust use of power or authority. Okay? The cruel and unjust use of power or authority, that is called tyranny. So here is the tyranny of the majority. The constitution usually contains rules that ensure that minorities are not excluded from anything that is routinely available to the majority. Routinely means routine wise. So these minorities are not excluded from anything there. Another reason why we have a constitution is precisely to prevent this tyranny or domination by the majority of the minority. Another reason is here why we have constitution make up that. So constitution is precisely to prevent this tyranny, in order to prevent minorities or domination by the majority of a minority. Constitution is there. This can refer to one community dominating another, that is inter-community domination, or members of one community dominating others with the same community, that is intra-community domination. Domination means the exercise of power or influence over someone or something. Intra-community means within a single community. So here this can refer to one community, they are dominating, they are ruling another, that is intra-community domination, or the exercise of power or influence over someone or members of one community dominating others within the same community, that is intra-community domination. Let us proceed to next page. The third significant reason why we need a constitution is to save us from ourselves. Boys, we are discussing about this constitution, how helpful is this constitution for us, for our survival. That is clear it very nicely. The third significant reason, third meaningful reason is here why we need a constitution is to save us from ourselves. This may sound strange, but what is meant by this is what we might at times feel strongly about an issue that might go against our larger interests, and the Constitution helps us guard against this in order to not lose our interest. The Constitution guards us against this type of situation. Look at the storyboard below to understand this better. Savnam in a fix. She has a decision to make. I have 2 chapters left to revise for tomorrow's test. But it's time for my favorite TV program. I'm dying to watch it. But if I do that, I won't have time to finish my revision. This is the remark made by Savnam about her test, which is she has to give her test tomorrow. So, on the other hand, she feels that she can't miss her favorite TV program. So, the situation it arises. She said, I'm dying to watch it. She liked to enjoy that TV program also. But if she do that, then she won't have time to finish her revision work for or make her ready for her test. Then, Shabnam, why are you looking so worried? It was asked by her mother. Shabnam, why you look so worried today? In the reply, Shabnam said, I want to watch this TV program, but I have a test tomorrow. If you all watch TV, I will also want to watch. I have an idea. What if no one watches TV tonight? Then I may not be tempted. Means there will be no question for worried. Okay, as she herself, she has a test. For preparation of test, she was worried. On the other hand, she has a test the next day. But she said she liked to watch TV. So whenever anybody watching TV, the TV program, she will feel to watch it. So she herself said she had an idea. If no one watches TV tonight, then she may not be tempted. She can complete her test work for next day. It is good thing I did not watch TV. There are so many questions from the last 2 chapters. So in that situation, let us see, boys. Similarly, the Constitution helps to protect us against certain decisions that we might take that could have an adverse effect on the larger principles that the country believes in. In the same way, the Constitution it helps to protect us against many decisions, certain decisions that we might take that could have an adverse means unfavorable or harmful effect on the larger principles that the country believes in. For example, it is possible that many people who live in a democracy might come to strongly feel that party policies has become so acrimonious that we need a strong dictator to set this right. Here, as example, it is possible that many people who are living in democracy might come to strongly feel that politics has become so acrimonious. Acrimonious means angry and bitter, like that, okay? That we need a strong dictator. Dictator means kingship, like that, to set this right. Swept by this emotion, they may not realize that in the long run, dictatorial rule goes against all their interests. Okay, here, swept means clean by this emotion, that mood. Emotion means mood. They may not realize, they may not understand that in the long run, dictatorial rule goes against all their interests. In the long run, dictatorial rule that will be harmful for them. A good constitution does not allow these hymns to change its basic structure. Hymns means a sudden desire or change of mind. A good constitution, it does not allow for the a good constitution does not allow these hymns to change its basic structure. It does not allow for the easy overthrow of provisions that grant rights of citizens and protect their freedom. It does not allow for the easy overthrow. Overthrow means remove forcibly from power of provisions that grant rights of citizens and protect their freedom. From the above discussion, you will understand that the Constitution plays a very important role in democratic societies. The discussion so far, whatever we made in the above portions of the chapter, you will understand that Constitution, the importance of Constitution, or how that means Constitution plays a very important role in a democratic society. In the democratic societies. Let us see the next page. Now let us try and understand the ways in which the above points get translated into certain ideals and rules by studying some key features of the Indian Constitution. Children, now let us try to understand the ways in which the above points get translated into certain ideals and rules by studying some main features of the Indian Constitution, which has given under the Indian Constitution key features. Let us see the Indian Constitution. It is its main features, key features. By the beginning of the 20th century, the Indian national movement had been active in the struggle for independence from British rule for several decades. See, by the beginning at the starting of the 20th century, the Indian national movement had been active for the struggle for independence, to get independence, to make our country free from British rule for several decades. During the freedom struggle, the nationalists had devoted a great deal of time to imagining and planning what a free India would be like. During the freedom struggle, the nationalists had devoted a great deal of time to imagining the planning what a free India would be like. Under the British, they had been forced to obey rules that they had very little role in making. So when British was ruling here, they had been forced to obey rules. Britishers, as they were ruling here, they have to follow the British rule that they had very little role in making. The long experience of authoritarian rule under the colonial state convinced Indians that free India should be a democracy in which everyone should be treated equally and be allowed to participate in government. Here, the long experience of authoritarian means favoring or enforcing strict obedience to authority at the expense of personal freedom. Rule under the colonial, when that means say other countries was ruling, state convinced Indians that free India should be a democracy in which everyone should be treated equally and be allowed to participate in government. Convinced means cause someone to believe firmly in the truth of something. So they feel what that free India should be a democracy where people they will choose their representatives and that representatives will rule the country according to his direction. The country will run. Democracy in which everyone should be treated equally and be allowed to participate in government. To form the government, everyone should be allowed. What remained to be done then was to work out the ways in which a democratic government would be set up in India and the rules that would determine its function. That would determine its functioning. This was done not by one person but by a group of around 300 people who became members of the Constituent Assembly in 1946 and who met periodically for the next 3 years to write Indian Constitution. It is the fruit of those people and we are getting this set of rules and they have written this Indian Constitution which is very helpful for us. Let us proceed to the next page. These members of the Constituent Assembly had a huge task before them. Constitution was made, but these members they had a huge task before them which they have to do. The country was made up of several different communities who spoke different languages, belonged to different religions and had distinct cultures. See, the country was made up of several communities, people who spoke different languages, belonged to different religions and had distinct cultures. Also, when the constitution was being written, India was going through considerable turmoil. Turmoil means confusion or uncertainty. There was uncertainty there. as the constitution was being written. The partition of the country into India and Pakistan was imminent. Some of the princely states remained undecided about their future, and the socio-economic condition of the vast mass of the people appeared dismal. So partition of the country. You see, boys, earlier Pakistan, it was with India. So Bangladesh, during those days, it was known as East Pakistan, and present Pakistan was known as West Pakistan. This was included in our India. So uh, just that means after independence, the people of, say, Pakistan, they demanded separate country for them, and so partition it took place there, boys. So the partition of the country into India and Pakistan was imminent. Imminent means about to happen. Some of the princely states remained undecided about their future, and the socio-economic condition of the vast mass of people appeared dismal. Dismal means causing a mood of depression. How, what will happen? They were feeling like that. How will be their life? Like this. All of these issues played on the minds of the members of the Constituent Assembly as they drafted the Constitution. So all these issues played in the minds of these members of that Constituent Assembly as they drafted the Constitution. They rose to the occasion and gave this country a visionary document that reflects a respect for maintaining diversity while preserving national unity. So they keep all these things in their mind. The final document also reflects their concern for eradicating poverty through socio-economic reforms, as well as emphasizing the crucial role the people can play in choosing their representatives. Eradicating means destroy completely. Then poverty means poorness. Emphasizing means a lack of finance. So see here, the final document also reflects their concern. They come to finally in a nice way in which everything they look properly, and the crucial role the people can play in choosing their representatives. In this way it was maintained. See, boys, in this page you can see the picture of a person. Whose picture is this? Do you know? This is the picture of Baba Saheb Dr. Ambedkar. See, under this picture you can see Baba Saheb Dr. Ambedkar is known as the father of the Indian Constitution. He was the father of Indian Constitution. Dr. Ambedkar believed that his participation in the Constitution Assembly helped the scheduled caste get some safeguard in the draft constitution. But he also stated that although the laws might exist, scheduled caste still had a reason to fear, because the administration of these laws were in the hands of caste Hindu officers. He therefore urged scheduled caste to join the government as well as the civil services. So his willingness it comes. He want, that means all scheduled caste, they have to join in forming the government as well as the civil service. That's up to here for today. Thank you all.